Hey gamers, what's up? Muzz here playing a little bit of Thumper. I just got this recently. This was the physical limited run version of the game, and I thought I'd give it a shot in VR. I did play Thumper once in just like its regular form, and I'm kind of excited to see how. I mean, I'm sure it'll feel like riding a roller coaster. Yep, it is. So I'm kind of amped to play it this way. Although I can't remember really how to play, so I imagine it'll be some kind of tutorial, maybe. Okay, I'm late. Come on. I obviously suck. Okay, so no matter what, I guess I'm pressing X. It just kind of threw me right into analog stick. I saw my D-pad for some reason. It's a good environment for VR. Definitely gets your senses going. Oh, snap. I wasn't even thinking. There we go. So yeah, it's been interesting since the holidays. I kept super busy, but missed my video last week. And was going to have it up Monday, but my editor is being really crazy, so it kept on shutting down while I was just finishing up some last minute touches on Monday. And yesterday I finished it. I was like, great, I'm all done. And I exported it. That's cool. And after I exported it, all the audio was off. Like the sync was off. So I started to redo it last night. But obviously I'm gonna be, I'll probably not even post it until Monday. So my 1 week hiatus will turn into a 2 week hiatus, which sucks. Oh man, that snuck up on me. we go. You know, it's the motion in this isn't as disconcerting as I would have imagined it to be. Oh man, I literally pushed the wrong way. That was my fault. I totally let go of the analog stick in mid-turn. Right and left. Ah. The music for this is awesome. Dude, it is kind of badass, I gotta admit. And this game was, as I recall, pretty decent in 2D, but in VR, I'm really impressed with it. It's kind of like when they put Res in VR. It was just like, it seemed like it was made for it. This is one of those games for sure. Go. Oh, missed it. Oh yeah, you said you didn't even know what this game was. It's Thumper, by the way. This is the physical release that Limited Run did. Oh. That's crazy looking. Oh, snap. I tell you, those turns come up quick. I am so not thinking. I keep on letting go of the X button when I go through those little barriers. These. I think. There we go. Jeez, some pretty rapid button pushing right there. That was awesome. B, not too bad. Okay. Level 1 was easy enough, but I'm sure they're going to add something in to make it more difficult. Oh, what? I held up. Okay. My bad. This is the kind of game you play in... Oh, snap. My analog cap just popped off. Oh, now it feels totally weird. Anyway, I was going to say, this is one of those games you play and for the rest of the day you feel like you're moving forward. Oh, I liked it way better with the analog cap on. I was reaching down for it. I cannot find it. Oh, man. Oh, I thought I had that. Okay, real quick. I have no idea where it went. It may have gone under the couch. Alright. I'm getting used to it now. Analog. Although I could have just popped my right cap off and put it on my left one. I'm not using my right one at all. Maybe I'll do that between levels. I already know. Oh, man. I would highly recommend this to anyone with PSVR. Man, the timing's not great today. Or any day, if I'm being honest. snap. I just tried to swap my analog stick cover from my right to my left, and I dropped it. So now there's two of them on the floor. Oh man. Hold on, where'd it go? There it is. Okay, I still have no idea where the other one is. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on. I think it's on. It was really stupid to attempt. Okay. This one does it again. I'm not going to worry about trying to get it back on because I think that really just totally threw me out of the game. I want to fight another giant face like the one that we saw earlier. That one was really cool. Oh, come on. And now that I think about it, Limited Run is doing another VR release today, I think. And I don't even know what it is. Oh, I totally missed that. So I'll have to jump online as soon as I get to work and check and see what it is. Pretty much no matter what it is, I'll probably get it because it's going to further my collection. I did recently get some cool new VR stuff that, what's it called? Darasign. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And Home Sweet Home I got from GameStop. Because they're GameStop exclusives, I had no choice. I pretty much had to go there to get them. Funny story, I was at GameStop to get those games, and the guy working there was an older guy, older than me, and I asked him about them. He had never heard of them, first of all. So we go and we look, and both of them were on the wall, and they had 5 copies of Home Sweet Home, but only 1 copy of Darasign. It was that deal where the new copy was on the wall, so it was opened. I freaking hate that. I should actually do a video about that, because I mean, if anyone can afford to sell a copy of a game for $5 less because it's opened, it's GameStop. I mean, I would never sell a game as new if it didn't have its factory seal. That's just insanity. But anyway, then this guy goes on to express to me, like, why they don't have a bunch of them in. He's like, well, most people just buy games digitally. Hey, Crows, what's up? I was telling my GameStop story. Guy at GameStop didn't know anything about his own GameStop exclusive VR games. Yeah, so then he goes on to start telling me that most people just download them digitally anyway, and you should just download your games digitally. And I'm like, is a guy at GameStop really telling me that? It's insanity. And he's like, well, you know, it's more convenient, and, you know, and I was like, yeah, well, you know, I prefer to actually own my games, so I like to buy physical ones. He's like, yeah, but, you know, digital, like, most people just, that's what we sell most of now. We sell digital codes. And I was like, yeah, but, dude, I prefer physical games. And he literally just kept on going about it. It was ridiculous. And I don't know, for some reason I would have expected it, like, from that, like, 18-year-old GameStop employee, but this guy had to be, like, near 50. He was an older dude. I don't know why that's a factor, but I feel like he should have been more old school. But, like, practically denying me my my reasoning for liking physical property or true ownership versus digitally distributed content. It was outrageous. No wonder I don't go to GameStop. It's funny because I have a good relationship with the people at that GameStop. I'd never seen this guy before. They send people to my store all the time, so I don't have much bad to say about them in general, but this guy was a doofus. Oh, man. So that's my story. Crows, how you been? I'm playing Thumper. Have you played this? It's a good game. Well, living in a shady neighborhood is the worst. That's I also grew up in a shady neighborhood, which is why I'm so paranoid, but a good security system will work wonders for you. I got mine through a company called Blvd. Oh no. That's what I have now. And I like it. It's, you know. Oh. Yeah. So do you have a security system then? 'Cause if you don't, you should. I was looking at those Ring security kits. I don't think it's developed enough yet. Yeah. That's part of what I love about collecting. Oops. Part of what I love about collecting video game history is, like, you know, owning those little pieces and having them available. You caught someone looking in your window? Like watching you, or just like you think looking for stuff? Like casing your house, or just being a perv, I guess is the question. He said, sorry about that. Was it you peeping on her? Again? Yeah, that is creepy. So what do you think? Do you think he was being a perv, or do you think he was like checking out your computer like, yeah, I'm going to steal that while she's not home? I'm glad you're not peeping in my window. You wouldn't see much. The last thing you want to see is me in my underwear playing PSVR. I mean, not that I'm in my underwear right now. Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you what the real challenge is here. Trying to read comments while playing this game. That might be it. He might have been into you. It might have been more of a stalker than a, like a thief. I don't know which is worse, honestly. But now I definitely think you should look into a security system. Or a new place to live. One of the two. Yeah, moving, sometimes you just gotta find the right place at the right time. Ah, it's him again. Really concentrating this time. Still missing. Got him. For some reason I was thinking this should be like a Nintendo boss in 3 hits. Would have taken him out. Yeah, I remember once I was on a look for a place in an area near here called German Village. And I sat around waiting probably 8 months for like the perfect place. I did finally find it. It's a really expensive area to live in. And I found a super awesome and super cheap apartment right in the middle of it. It was beautiful. Lived there for 8 years too. Also saw the comment about Eve Valkyrie. Yeah, Eve Valkyrie is awesome. Kind of like the closest thing you can get to like a real X-Wing battle type game. I guess except for Battlefront has that one mission you can play in VR, which is amazing. Man, so yeah, Crows, I get you. Definitely finding the right place isn't a quick process by any stretch. Oh no! Yeah, I thought it was an excellent game, dude. I played it originally on Oculus. It was one of the games that sold me on VR. I was playing it with Josh from Your Player 2. He's actually the guy who convinced me that VR was awesome. I had originally talked mad smack about how crappy I thought VR was going to be. and he got Oculus, and I came over the night he hooked it all up, and left with my foot in my mouth because I loved it. And Valkyrie was one of the games we played that night. And it's funny because we played online, and I'm like the least competitive person, really. Oh, Josh loved it. But we were playing online. Oh no. And trying to concentrate and tell a story at the same time. Bam! Okay. And I got so into it. I was like talking smack to people, like totally uncharacteristic of me. And I was killing them too. I was actually doing pretty well at it. That was awesome. And I don't know, it's like something totally overcame me as I was playing. I got really aggressive. But the game is beautiful. I loved like there was one level in particular where we were flying around oh, I didn't even notice that. Flying around some dead like space station. And I mean, you could fly through the parts of it. It was really cool. Though I haven't picked it up on PSVR yet, and I really should. Yeah, I think Josh was really stoked, by the way, Crows, that he totally changed my mind on VR. Oh, down. What? Oh, come on. There's actually video footage of that night somewhere. And we also played what was it we played that night? Dread Halls. And that game was just crazy creepy. So he has like footage of me jumping around and freaking out. The big thing is horror games just don't scare me. And that game had me like, there's one point like I practically hit the ceiling. It was it was so funny. But great game. I also discovered that night that VR is just made for horror games. Is a little too exclusive to really be getting what? Yeah. I think so too. I need to destroy that thing. Am I supposed to push down on one of these? But they have sold, what, over 3 million PSVRs now. So that's pretty good. What am I doing wrong here? Get that, but yeah, so I think Sony, I've read a few things that makes it look like they're going to do a PSVR 2. PC Games. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome. I'm playing Thumper. And a little bit stuck right now. Because I've got to destroy that barricade, but I'm doing something wrong. Is Creed good, dude? I've really wanted to play that. I keep on getting all these, but I keep messing up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get it. Is Rocky in it, or is it just all Creed? I mean, I assume you don't get to play as Rocky, but I'm a huge Rocky fan. So just having Stallone's image in it might make it more appealing to own. What am I doing wrong? Okay, well, if Rocky's in it, I'll check it out. The end. Okay. Can I restart from checkpoint? Let's see if... Current. See if I can figure out what I was doing wrong. I like how you can go to the side of the track and look around. Oh, is it just going to start me here and not... Timing must be just really sucky right now. Have you played this one yet, by the way, in VR? Now that we've determined that I will definitely be getting Creed. What am I doing wrong? It's pretty good, dude. I like it. I thought with like the whole roller coaster effect that this was going to be really disconcerting and maybe even nauseating, but it's not bad at all. I see. Now I know what I did wrong. Okay. At least I thought I did. Is it just a matter of bad timing? Nice. I have a feeling that's going to be a real problem for me in the future of this game. Yeah, I think the time is flying while I play this too. Alexa, what time is it? Oh, not so bad. Ah! Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes. I can play for about 10 more minutes. And then I gotta jet out of here a little earlier than I might normally. But I do want to get on Limited Run today and see what that VR release is. Because I'm probably, no matter what, getting it. They're only, whatever it is, there's only going to be 1,800 copies of it made. So I'm sure it's going to be one of those quick sellers. So if anyone here is interested in getting a very limited VR title, today's the day. Oh no! I love Res, dude. I got the physical copy from IM8-bit, which I believe are still available if you don't have a physical one. Oh, you kept a sealed one? Yeah, I opened mine. Just wanted to play it. I should order one while it's still available, just to have a sealed one. I was saying earlier today, like this game, like that game, is one of those that just seemed like it was made for VR. Who would have thought a game that old would be like the perfect VR port? Funny thing is, I didn't really like Red so much back in the PS2 days. I didn't like it until I got the VR version of it, and then I really kind of saw the brilliance in it. House of the Dead would be so good. That and they should do Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles. Like Capcom already did Resident Evil 7, so just do a VR patch for Umbrella and Darkside Chronicles and give them to us. Whew. I can tell this is going to be one of those mornings when I'm rushing out of the house. I haven't even finished my coffee. It's funny, I think it's... Ah, no, that was my fault. I think it's like 35, 40 degrees out right now, and first thing I did this morning was make iced coffee. That's nice. Yeah, we open at 10. I tried normally, like on a normal day. Hey, Famicom Mike. Good morning. How are you? on a normal morning, I try to get in there by 9:30 so I can just do little things. But normally if I do this, oh, that's right. I forgot you have multiple stores. I couldn't do it, man. I don't know how you do it. Do you find that interferes with your social life at all, or I don't know if you're married or anything, or does it have effect on your family life? I mean, it took me years to get my one store to the point where it wasn't just destroying me socially. 3. No thanks. It does get you in the gaming mood. Okay, here we go. It's got one of those blocks. Oh, that's beautiful. I love this in VR. That was actually, the background was just so, like, so beautiful to look at that I didn't even look at the screen and see what was happening. There we go. See if I can get this before my timer goes off. 3 sounds like a bit much. 2 sounds like a bit much, in my opinion. You got more drive than I do. Oh, no. Like, I've seen locations that I thought would be perfect and thought about, you know, I could finance another store, I could do it, but then I imagine all the work that would go into it, and I'm not lazy by any stretch, but I just don't want to do that to myself again. Oh, man. Well, that probably helps you out a lot. It's funny, when I very first came up with the idea of doing level 1 games, which at the time, back in '99, was called the Gamer's Haven, it was just a flea market. Yeah, I did, a long time ago. I thought about it. But, yeah, when it was just a flea market thing, I originally was going to start it with 2 other guys. And, they bailed. And I ended up just doing it on my own, and I'm really glad it worked out that way. Because I don't think it would have worked with partners for me. The funny thing is, the store started, it was going to be, each of us were going to put in $700 a piece to buy the very first little bit of stock for the flea market. And my one buddy, Bill, he just kind of said, you know, he had kids and stuff. He's like, I can't afford to drop $700 right now. And I was like, cool, I understand. And then this other guy, Jason, who's going to be in on it with us, he, well, he worked with me at this little, we worked at a haunted house that year called Millennium Massacre. And, our pay was $700. That's actually how we came up with the number, 700. And it was just for like a 14-day job. It was pretty cool. You know, got to run around, scare people, dress up in scary costumes. It was awesome. But he comes to me like the day after we get paid, and he's like, dude, some unexpected bills came up, and you know, I can't pay $700 to get started. And he shows up the next day. He had an Isuzu Amigo, I think it was called, like this little Jeep wannabe. And he shows up the next day at our friend Bill's house, who also dipped out, with good reason. But he shows up the next day with a set of Kicker 12s and a new amp. He's like, hey guys, let's build a box for my new speakers. And I'm like, wow. Like, if he wanted speakers, he should have just said, I want to get speakers instead of investing in this thing. And I would have been like, cool. So yeah, I took my little $700 and I had hooked up with a local video game store called Video Games Express, and they hooked me up with some games at wholesale, and I had a stack of VHS tapes. So you got to remember it's 1999, and oh no, and yeah, we just, yeah, totally, dude. I got stories about that, dude. You don't know what a bullet I dodged. But yeah, I bought 14 games. So I had 14 games and a stack of VHS tapes, and I started off at the flea market, and I just started trading games. And built it up. But I think another big part for me was starting at the flea market. I think that made it a lot easier. And that's why I could do it so cheap. Alexa, stop. My timer just went off. So I'll give this one more run. Then I think I gotta get... Yeah, that dude actually ended up losing that Jeep because he didn't make the payments on it. And when he didn't have the guts to tell his parents why he lost it. I won't say why he lost it. His problems are his own. But he told his parents, instead of telling him about his problem and what was going on, he told him that he loaned me money and that I never paid him back, and that's why he couldn't make his Jeep payment. Like, worst friend in the world. So yeah, I'm truly glad I didn't go into business with him, because him owning half of level 1 games right now, like, sounds more like a nightmare to me than anything else. Bill, I wouldn't have minded going into business with. He was a good guy. He's still a good friend of mine. Super responsible, nice guy, but he just wasn't into it, and he wasn't into video games. I'd love to do a podcast. I need to do my own podcast, and I always want to, like, do other people's podcasts, and then I never do because I'm all talk. I'm pathetic. Like, one of my best friends does a podcast called The Sleazy Podcast, and basically he talks a lot about nerd culture and stuff, and I've never done it, and I totally should have done it by now. I mean, he lives 20 minutes away. I can drive to his house, and I still haven't done it. He used to do the Nerdco podcast, and I did that. But in order for me to do it, this is embarrassing to admit, in order for me to do it, he had to come to the house, to my house, and set up the equipment, and we did it from here. Because I am just, I don't know if it's that I'm lazy or what, but I don't have a lot of time. So that was his way of getting me to just, like, totally commit to doing it. If he's at my house, I pretty much have to be in on it. Although more than the Nerdco podcast, I like the Nerdco show we did on my YouTube channel. The Nerdco show was amazing. All right, okay, I gotta stop doing this, and I gotta get, what time is it here? Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff to do before I leave the house. Dude, real quick, I actually have, I'm just going to let this game play on, and I'm not actually holding the controller, so I'm not doing poorly, I'm just letting it do this. But I actually have, I think it's up to 46 or 48 pages right now of stories of different customers who have come in over the past couple years. So, like, each page is like, say, 6 or 8 stories, depending on the story. Some are longer than others, but someone told me a long time ago to start writing them down, and I have. So I have this, like, huge compilation now of customer stories. So I definitely should do your podcast, man. We could talk about that all day long. It would be ridiculous. So, yeah. I used to get them a lot in my store. Since I've been at the mall, I get a lot more stories. I could probably write, really, if I dedicated myself to it, 3 or 4 down a week with relative ease. I get people who just walk into the store because it's there. And they do and say the craziest, weirdest things. Okay, where's the... Oh my god. I was reaching over for a controller and my cat was there. Freaked me out. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here, guys. I do have to get to work. And I'm going to be late if I don't leave now. So that's it. I'm out of here. Yeah, that's why I started writing it down, because everyone says you should write a book. And I actually have a format. Mine wouldn't be like typical, but I have an awesome format idea for a book, but I don't know if that'll ever happen, if I'm being honest. Maybe I'll do a Kickstarter someday. But yeah, and crows, they do smell sometimes, and that's not cool either. And yes, thanks guys, I will have a good day. I will see you all soon. To anyone else who watches this video, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at L1Games. And hit the bell icon. You'll get updates when I release future videos. Unlike this week, which has been terribly slow because I can't get my editing software to work properly. But hopefully I'll fix that soon. Maybe I end up dumping my hard drive and just reloading everything. I think that might be the answer. So yeah, that's it. I will see you all guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.